Senior counsel Ahmednasir wants President Uhuru Kenyatta to revive lifestyle audit to ensure state officers suspected of graft account for their wealth. The lawyer said investigative agencies should start with auditing ownership of about 120 helicopters at Wilson Airport, which he claimed are owned mostly by politicians and some senior state officers. A chopper costs in the upwards of $200 million. Their owners should be tasked to explain how they acquired them against their known sources of income, Abdullahi said. Uhuru had, last year, ordered a lifestyle audit for all state officers, including himself and his deputy William Ruto. But the process failed to take off after Ruto's allies claimed it was politically motivated, and was intended to stifle his 2022 presidential bid and not fight corruption. But during the interview, Ahmednasir said the only way to win the graft war was through lifestyle audit that will occasion recovery of wealth fraudulently acquired by those in power. Let Uhuru start with his cabinet and say, this is your asset, and this is your salary, and you do not have a rich father. How did you acquire it? The onus will be on the person to explain, and if they fail, the government should recover the property, he said. I told the president that Wilson has 100 to 120 helicopters owned by politicians. Why don't you start with these helicopters because they cost about $200 million each, Ahmednasir said. Ahmednasir said the focus should also be on governors, some of whom he claimed are on a mission to amass wealth. And in a worrying assessment of the work ahead for Director of Public Prosecutions Norton Haji and the investigative agencies, the former Law Society of Kenya chairman said close to 80% of corruption cases in court will collapse due to poor evidence. He said most of the cases have been anchored on weak evidence, adding that some of the prosecution witnesses lined up have nothing to offer to help the cases. I can tell you as a lawyer that 80% of those cases are useless. They should not have been brought to court in the first place. Either the evidence is weak or. I have done cases where the prosecutor brings witnesses but you cross-examine none because there is nothing, Ahmednasir said. He also asked the government to allocate enough resources to the judiciary, DPP's office and the DCI if it is keen on winning the war against corruption. The lawyer said the Jubilee administration has been cutting the judiciary's budget every financial year in what he claimed was a scheme to cripple the arm of government. Every year the Jubilee administration has been cutting budget for the judiciary, and it is petty because they are fighting it. If you want the fight to go on, give resources to the DPP, DCI and the judiciary, Ahmednasir said. On public accusation against lawyers for defending those involved in corruption, he said it is a badge of honor to represent the weak or unpopular individuals. He, however, claimed lawyers reject so many corruption cases on ethical grounds, especially where the claims of corruption are open.